Leading news this hour, the New South Wales government is still to finalise a back-to-school plan only 2 weeks out from the start of the school year. Kenny Heatley joins me from New South Wales Health. Good afternoon to you, Kenny. Now, the Premier confirmed surveillance testing is being considered to keep schools open.
Yes, that's right. We do know about the rapid antigen testing kit shortage that we have in Australia at the moment, but in what's been described as one of the most significant logistical operations in the state's history, we've got those rapid antigen testing kits that the New South Wales government ordered, 100 million of them in December, starting to arrive. 1.2 million arrived by plane yesterday, another 15 million to arrive next week. And these are being shipped out to warehouses in Western Sydney, but also some have been shipped out into regional areas. But as you say, we're only 2 weeks out from the start of the school year. We did have confirmation today that schools would be getting free rapid antigen testing kits from this supplier, from the New South Wales government, and part of that plan that they are considering, that is not formalised yet, but they hope to have this plan ready by the time National Cabinet meets later this week, is that parents would be provided rapid antigen testing kits from the school, and then they would need to test every child that is of school age twice a week. Now, if you do the maths, it's 1.2 million students, 24 million tests per term in a 10-week term. So that's getting close to 100 million rapid antigen tests in a single schooling year. Here's more what the Premier had to say on this plan.
At this stage, we see rapid antigen testing playing a role as we open up schools. We are working through that, and obviously the federal government has agreed that in those circumstances we'll have a 50-50 funding arrangement. We appreciate that financial support to help get kids back in the classroom, but we will be using the rapid antigen tests that have been purchased in New South Wales to ensure frontline service delivery.
And Kenny, the state recorded 36 deaths today, but the Chief Health Officer is seeing promising signs of stabilisation in the Omicron wave.
That's right, 36 deaths, that's 22 men and 14 women in a 24-hour period. That's the highest daily death rate in New South Wales so far this pandemic. The Chief Health Officer, Dr Kerry Chant, did warn us that we would see an increase in the death rate possibly over the next week, and she did say that at yesterday's press conference. But here's what the Premier had to say about that death rate today.
We have to live in the world as it is, not as we want it to be. There are challenges we're facing not just in New South Wales but right around the country. And as we've moved through this wave, sadly, we will see more deaths. That's the difficult reality.
He did also provide condolences to the family, but in promising signs, I asked the Chief Health Officer, Dr Kerry Chan, are we there yet? Have we reached the peak in cases in this Omicron strain? Here's what she said.
All of those give us some indication of a stabilisation, but I'm not going to call that we've, we think we're there, but ultimately the other message is it is in people's hands. As the Premier said, we're expecting as social interactions increase with schools going back, that we could see an increase in cases.
But Julie, without calling it a lockdown, without calling it restrictions and without changing public health orders, we are being asked once again to limit social interactions, limit people to the homes, wear masks properly, gather outdoors and to get boosted. Back to you.
Kenny Heatley live in Sydney. Thank you for the update.